Namaskaram. Today's story, Himsuka, is a popular Indian folk tale. Before beginning with the story, I shall introduce you to the Indian classical dance mudras or hand gestures I will be using during the story. A bird perched on the branch of a tree. A tree a bowl or a container, sunset, next, after, or change of state. Himsuka was a parrot who lived like a pet with the king of Vidarbha. Himsuka was very wise and intelligent and knew many languages. The king consulted Himsuka on many important matters. Himsuka was not caged and was free to fly about wherever he wished. The king and Himsuka used to have a lot of fun together. Sometimes they were seen to play a game of chess. So it's my turn now, Himsuka. All right. Your turn. Very well played, Himsuka. All right, all right. Now, what shall you do? Checkmate. I have been hasty. That was brilliant, Himsuka. And another day, Himsuka and the king were having a conversation, and in the middle of the conversation, Himsuka flew off. I was being very mischievous. Now come down. You being very naughty? No? Okay. And Himsuka came flying and fluttered around the king, teased him a little and perched back on his shoulder. One day, Himsuka flew out of the palace, met his father. Oh, Himsuka, I'm so glad to see you. Why don't you come home? Your mother will be so pleased to see you. I would love to come home, but I have to take permission from my king. And Himsuka went to take permission from his king. Himsuka, so you want to spend time with your parents? Okay. But whom shall I spend time with when you are away? I'm going to miss you. You may go, but promise me you'll be back in 15 days. Himsuka promised, and the king let him go. Himsuka went to the jungle, met his father, reached home and met his mother. Oh, Himsuka, my son, where have you been? I missed you. And they hugged. Himsuka spent 2 weeks with his parents, and when it was time for him to leave, Himsuka's father said, "We should get a present for your king." And after a lot of thinking, there's a tree in the mountain ranges which bears fruits of immortality. The person who eats the fruit will never die and remains young and vigorous forever. So Himsuka's father flew to the mountain ranges, where there was a beautiful tree, and it bore lovely golden fruits. Himsuka's father plucked one fruit and went home and gave it to Himsuka. Himsuka took the fruit and flew back to the palace. Soon the sun set and it was dark, and Himsuka also felt tired and he wanted to take some rest. So he found a tree with a hole and he kept the fruit in the hole and slept off on the branch of the tree. Now that hole was the home of a poisonous snake. It was dark and the snake was on its way home. The snake reached the tree, climbed the tree, found the fruit in the hole, wanted to taste the fruit, bit the fruit, did not like the taste, and left the fruit and slithered in. But the fruit had become poisonous because the poison of the snake had gone into the fruit. Next morning, Himsuka, unaware of the fact that the fruit had become poisonous, took the fruit and went back to the palace. Here comes my Himsuka. I missed you so much. And what is this that you are holding? This is a present my father sent for you. He says it is a fruit of immortality. Whoever eats the fruit never dies and remains young forever. Thank you so much, Himsuka. I shall make the eating of the fruit a grand occasion. And so the next morning, the king held a darbar with all his family members and ministers. And just when he was about to eat the fruit, the chief minister stopped the king. "Your Majesty, you must test the fruit before you eat it. This is a liquid our chief priest has given you to protect you against your enemies. Anything poisonous, if dipped into the liquid, turns the color of the liquid black." And so, a portion of the liquid was taken in a bowl. And a small piece of the fruit was cut and dipped into the liquid. And after a while, the color of the liquid turned black. "Your Majesty, this fruit is poisonous. Himsuka has tried to kill you." "You tried to kill me? I thought we were such good friends." "I am not going to leave you." "Oh, I am innocent. Please leave me, I am innocent." "I am not going to leave you. And the king killed Himsuka. Himsuka struggled and fluttered, struggled for life, but died. And the king ordered the fruit be taken out of the city limits and buried in a deep hole. The fruit was buried, but after a few days, the seed began to grow. And as days passed, the seed grew into a beautiful, tall tree, which started bearing lovely golden fruits. The king heard about the tree. Those fruits are the fruits of death. They are poisonous. I want you to put a fence around the tree and one of you to guard the tree so that no one can eat the fruits. In the city, there lived an old man and his wife. They were very poor and old and had no money and starved for food. And they heard about the fruit of death. They thought life had become a burden for them, and the best way to die was to eat the fruit of death. One day, the guard was patrolling around the fence. He felt a little tired and wanted to take some rest. And in a minute, he nodded off. He took advantage of that. He crept under the fence, reached the branch of the tree. 2 fruits fell, and he collected the fruits and he went back home. And he and his wife had the fruits and they slept off. The next morning, when they woke up, they were surprised to find they were alive and young and vigorous. The king heard about this and he realized those were actually not the fruits of death. And he realized what a grave mistake he had done by killing his Himsuka. And that day he pledged he would make a deep inquiry into any matter before making a decision and would never be hasty.